Hello everyone, here at osandvtxreviews.com. Today we're giving you our full video review of the Motorola Ming, also known as the Motorola 1200 series. This is probably one of the most unique smartphones that's currently available on the market today, and that's because it doesn't run Symbian, it doesn't run a Windows Phone or a Windows Mobile or a Windows 8 or 7, it doesn't run iOS, it doesn't run Android. Instead, it runs on a custom version of Linux that Motorola has designed and crafted, and as a result, this device definitely stands out from the crowd. Now, whether that's good or bad, it doesn't have a full app store, so you do have to make sure you know where you're going. But especially for geeks out there, it is entirely hackable. So it's got a lot of customization if you like playing retro games or stuff like that. It does do games and media content really exceptionally well. So it's got strong ones and strong parts and weaker parts. So Linux OS is definitely something we haven't seen before. So we're excited definitely to see this on the smartphone. Now, this definitely is one of the more consumer-oriented and lower budget in terms of cost smartphones. It's only going to run you $180 unlocked without a contract at all. That's from Motorola.com, and it's non-subsidized by any carrier, which makes it very interesting. Also, the Motorola Ming has a transparent flip cover. This is actually a flip phone kind of design. Once the flip is open, it actually becomes a transparent cover, which you can see through. And on the top, this actually doubles as a full speaker. And once the display is flipped shut, you can actually access limited features by pressing the OK key on the side to bring up the menu navigation. You can actually access a camera, a media player, and that's pretty much it. You can listen to songs, you can take a few shots without even accessing the full touchscreen that's beneath the back cover. That makes this device exceptionally unique and also usable even with the display shut. And once it's open, again, you have access to that full touchscreen experience. Now, the phone itself is powered by an Intel processor. That's also very unique because we typically don't see Intel doing a lot of stuff like this. We see Snapdragon and stuff. So this is still fairly responsive and fairly fast. Unfortunately, though, Intel has only opted to max the processor out around 400 megahertz, which is quite slow in today's standards. But then again, this device doesn't have a lot of advanced uses. You do browse the web with with Opera Mini, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi on board, so it's only with your GSM SIM card, unfortunately. Otherwise, the device is pretty stylish as a smartphone. It looks very, very good in hand. Again, unique thanks to that flip cover design. It looks very stylish, pebble-like and small. It's actually smaller than the BlackBerry Pearl, which is already a really tiny device. Otherwise, the device is a fingerprint magnet, so make sure you have the cleaning cloth with you when you take this in and out of your pocket or jeans. On the front, again, you have that little speaker grill. On the top, it's the Motorola logo. On the left-hand side, we have access to a volume up and down key. They also double as zoom in and zoom out keys on certain applications, as well as an OK key. And on the bottom here, we have only a 2.5mm headphone jack. Unfortunate because we really wanted a 3.5 to listen to all music with our pre-existing headphones. On the right-hand side, we have access to a mini USB 2.0 port to connect and sync and charge the device. It's really regular and standard, which we're glad to see. You also have access to a voice command key, which allows you to say voice commands like, say, call John, and it will automatically call John for me. It also has a camera shutter key, so we can take pictures like so, and it will do our job. On the back, we have access to a 2.0 megapixel camera. It also has the ability to select from macro to micro mode for really close-up shots or really far-away shots, depending on what you want. And this feature actually works surprisingly well. So close-up shots are great if you want to take pictures of business cards or faces. And this actually has a full business card reader and a barcode scanner, so it's got a great focus sensor on here. This device is also really rugged. It's made out of this rubber material. I feel like you can drop it a few times and it won't break. It's really solid feeling. Now, unfortunately, the micro SD card and the SIM card are located behind the back cover, so you do have to remove that in order to access that feature. The speaker is also on the back, and the stylus is on the top. So turning on the device, you basically flip it on, and it automatically senses that, and it will flip open. So you basically place a ear by your ear, the speaker by your ear when you're talking to someone, and the microphone will actually sit by your mouth. So it's got a great ergonomic feel to it. It also extends the call quality, I guess. People said that they thought that we were talking at times almost at a home phone. So call quality was really exceptional. On our end, we did have a little bit of static, but overall call quality is a strong point on this device, especially since the quad-band GSM World phone. So as a phone, it excels, which is good. Battery life is also really long. You can actually get over a week of use out of this, which is comfortable, and unlike a lot of smartphones, you don't have to charge it every day. the screen is bright and vibrant, and for the first time we actually had to turn the screen brightness down because the camera would not read the screen when we first tried to capture this. This is really our 5th capture, and right now I think we're getting it right. So the UI, again, it's quite small because the touchscreen is only 2.5 inches. That's really tiny. But thankfully, Motorola has customized this, again, with Linux, so it has larger icons that really take advantage of the screen size that it has. Beneath the device, we have access to a talk and end key, as well as a 5-way navigation toggle. These are really flush with the surface due to the flip form factor. As a result, they are sometimes a little hard to press. Now again, tapping the center of the device brings open a wallpaper or home screen, and you can tap that again in order to exit out of it. You also have access below the home screen to a calendar and your carrier once that's on. And on the top we have a strip for notifications. You can also press it once to tell you how much battery you have left. It also tells you how long you've been using your phone, if Bluetooth is on or not, if Real Player is on, if a memory card is in there or it's been ejected, all of those nice goodies. And also, you have a calendar, which will tell you of any upcoming notifications. Tapping that once will bring you to the full calendar view, which you can see appointments in a day-to-day and hour-to-hour view. A exit key is always on the right-hand corner, and it's a software thing, so it isn't a hardware key. On the bottom is a row of shortcuts to commonly used applications. You can also customize these through the menu system in the settings. Right now I have a Real Player on here, which allows me to view videos and photos and media content. It's very easy to use. There's a mental pad here. I also have the Opera Mini web browser on front here. And in addition, I have access to a few carrier goodies and a ringtone selector, so I can access those features quite simple. And pressing that again selects your ringtone for loud or to vibration, and that's all very easy to use. And then on the top of the device, you have your 4 main navigational controls. Pressing the top once actually brings you to your full menu screen. Now you can actually go up and down through the charts by using this menu system. It works pretty good, pretty responsive, but if you don't want to use that, you can also slide left and right through all the different categories. For example, this is an all. Pressing once, it actually brings us to our office, so our productivity tools. Pressing that again gives us multimedia, once again for extras, and applications for like games, CMCC, which is your carrier, or some goodies depending on where you get this device from, and then all again. So pressing the top, the second icon brings you to your contacts, so I can call people by their names. There's one for your MMS, so you can send people text messaging and different stuff like that. And this one is for your dialer. It's for a very large dialer pad, which is easy to use and responsive. You don't have to use the stylus a lot on the smartphone, which is a great feature because it is a resistive screen. So just press a little harder, and I think the screen is, for the most part, isn't that hard to use. So taking a look at some special applications on this device. Actually, it has quite a few unique features. For one, again, the Opera Mini is pretty standard. It's touch-friendly. It's easy to use. But it has a barcode scanner on this, which allows you to actually scan QI-style barcodes you might see in products and stores. It's really intuitive and easy to use. Once it takes a barcode, it actually automatically connects to the internet via Opera Mini, and it searches the product. You can hold and basically shoot the camera around 10 centimeters away and make sure that you are selected to micro mode so that it will take the picture nicely. So if you don't have something like that, for example, I have a stop sign that's obviously not a QI code, and I take the picture, what happens is it will recognize that I'm not taking a picture, and the recognition will tell you, yes, it's nothing there. So it's really easy to use, and it's popular, it's fun, it's intuitive. It's a nice feature they have out of the box. You have an email client, which is you can actually select multiple accounts, so you don't have to just use Gmail. I can do Gmail, Yahoo, Google, so if I have like 10 Gmail accounts, I can select and go through all of them and view all of my different stuff on here. I have an alarm clock and a task reader. Now, in the task, I will show you the QWERTY keyboard. One of the biggest downsides to the Motorola Ming, which is otherwise an exceptional smartphone, is that the QWERTY keyboard is very, very small. So if I press the menu key down below here and I say New, and I do a title, hopefully, yes, the keyboard will pop up. Now you do have a few options for the keyboard in Motorola's part. You have a handwriting recognition, which is easy to use, I guess. It doesn't require too much pressing, and for example, if I press A, I can type in A, and it will recognize that as an A. It's very responsive, very fast, certainly, as good as a Palm OS device, certainly. But if you don't like handwriting recognition, which is probably your best bet for this device, you can press below the handwriting icon in order to select there's Chinese pinyin, or you can use a numeric pad or English QWERTY keyboard. And as you can see, the QWERTY keyboard is tiny. especially as the screen is so small, so you will be forced to pull out the stylus in case you use the QWERTY keyboard. So I really recommend you using the full handwriting recognition feature if you are going to type at all on this device. So that's just one of the features that I didn't really enjoy. So it's definitely not a texter's phone unless you use handwriting recognition. So that's just something to note. So let's go home by pressing that. And let's go into the menu one more time. That's been tasks. The next feature I'm going to show you, there's a basic calculator. There's a real player that I'm going to tell you right now. It works really well. Again, you have to place a micro SD card in the back cover in order to refresh your library and actually look at songs and videos. Videos are pretty easy to play. You can browse through all of them. They're easy to scroll through. We have some Christina videos, some songs on here, obviously, but not all of them play. For example, I actually have one, like Skylar Gray's song, because the resolution isn't correct, and the plugin, again, it says that I can't play it. And as a result, only some songs can be played properly, so I'm going to exit out of that one. You can tell that was just a camera test actually shot in a restaurant. So I didn't want to, yeah. So basically, the camera only works for videos that you convert to an MP4 file. It also only works for ones that are, you can't use 800 or 480 resolution. It has been you have to be downgraded to 220 by 240 resolution. And in addition, it can't be too long, or it's going to have a longer buffering time. But once it works pretty well. You've got a loudspeaker on this device, so that's also a good feature. And there's your camera. You can take pictures, and the camera works pretty good. Again, you can wave your hand around and then take your shots. And we tried closing the device up and using that feature, so it works as well. Pressing that one more time, it can bring us into our recorder, so we can voice record quick memos in case that you want to do something like that for a memo or two. Let's go out of that. We have a video player, a photo editor, a modem view, which you can hook it up to other wireless devices and Bluetooth. Also have the sync time SDK. Now, probably the coolest features is the viewer. It uses a Pixel viewer, which allows you to view PDF documents and Office and Excel documents, all of those standard Microsoft documents and Adobe Flash device without Adobe stuff, without any issues. So, for example, if we have a storage card on here, we press that, and then we can go into, I have it under download. For example, I have like I have something called Algebra 2 First Semester Review on here, so it's got a math PDF document. And the first thing you might notice is, wow, this is really, really small, and that's because I can press full screen. You can see that the screen, the small screen makes viewing this a little bit tough. That's why the up and down volume rocker also doubles as the zoom in key. So I can press that, and you will see the text will zoom in. It's not focused right now. It's going to take a few moments. It's thinking, and then it's going to flow through for us, and then you can just navigate around that way. Again, you do have to wait a little bit longer. This is actually a really long document. It's a semester review, so I have around 50 pages of extensive content, not just text. Some of them is being blocked out right now, but overall, it actually works surprisingly well. So it's a great tool for students to actually go through homework and stuff and take pictures and view content such as worksheets and stuff directly from their phones. You can also download documents from the web using the Opera Mini web browser and then just view it in the PDF viewer. So that's a great feature that comes included. You don't have to download that. You have a help, which allows you to access different features. You can also, close up stuff. There's a task manager on here, which allows you to see that I'm currently multitasking with a lot of different functions. So you can actually get around 5 functions before your memory gets a little bit tough. So I can actually close all of these by tapping on them. There's your system memory. And I can close these applications I'm currently running by pressing End. So I'm going to close those. Now the BCR is actually the barcode runner, and this allows us to actually go through and take pictures, capture a business card, and it will automatically go into our contacts and put in that business card's person's name and their phone number information. So it's basically a text recognizer. So if I've got a business card that says John Smith 425 ... I can capture that, and once it takes that picture, it will actually input drawn as a contact into my phone. So it's very easy to use. It's a really unique feature, so this makes it a great productivity device as well. You have an FM radio. You have to use the headphones, though. You also have a few games in here. You have a codec, a gallery view application, and a stocks viewer. Nothing too extensive there. You need internet connection. But you do have a game on here. It's called Extreme Snowboarder, and that allows you to actually select between different languages. This is an international phone. English, enable sounds, no thank you. It's powered by Digital Chocolate, so it's a cool little game on here that comes preloaded. You can also, of course, add your own games. It's just flash content, anything really plays. Drag it into this device using the memory card, and it will work. Again, you can notice how small this device really is, but it works really well. I can press new game, a tutorial mode, or free ride. This is the full version of the game. It tells you have a trainer, and then basically you go left and right from your little guy in order to, you're a snowboarder, in order to avoid crashing into content. It's intuitive. It's fun to use using the touchscreen. Nothing too challenging, but it is fairly fun to use as well. Let's get exit out of that. And that's pretty much it in terms of actual functionality and all the features on this device. You can download, of course, new content because it is a smartphone. It's not a fixed device. So there you go. That's pretty much all I have to say for this device. It's a good smartphone, especially great for consumers or people who are looking for their first device to get and don't expect such a powerhouse form factor, and especially for people who want to stand out from the crowd and have a unique operating system, a unique device with a transparent cover, which I can't tell you how cool it is unless you see it in person, a great camera, a great PDF viewer, all-in-one web browsing, unlocked traveling handset. That's a Motorola Ming, which in Chinese means bright, because it is a very bright phone. Thanks for watching here at OS and VTX Reviews.